So I had my group session today, my preview, my what's coming next. Now this was different. Every session is different. And I always say, I have zero control. I have zero control over what comes through. And I just have to live with that vulnerability. But let me tell you, I asked all the questions, right? Those of you who were there, I asked all the questions. I asked about it. I asked about what happens after. I asked about the fucking inauguration. But the weirdest thing about all of that, it felt weird. It felt gross. And that's so wild to me because we've literally been asking for months and I've received so much information about that. And maybe that's why it felt weird. It felt like I was getting my hand slapped a little bit. And I said it in the session, remember? I was like, I don't like it. It felt like they're like, oh, this again, okay. And I also expressed my discomfort. And I don't know if this is just from like my personal vulnerability, because I said, I don't think we will ever know. Like the inauguration stuff, remember how weird it was? Remember how weird those couple of days were and the day of? But the problem is, I don't think we will ever know what happened because they will never say, right? Right? They will never tell the public the behind the scenes. So it puts me in a very uncomfortable position to say things that we can never verify and we can never validate. But that was the only part that was weird. That was the only part where I was like really uncomfortable with that energy. We got the coolest stuff about what comes next. Like at first it was a little weird because I'm like, so many of us, we feel it. We feel it and we feel it so close and we have some very unified ideas about what it is, how it's going to happen. But then there feels like this blank about what comes next. At least that's how it feels for me. Maybe other people are getting more detailed information. It feels weird. It feels uncertain. So I asked specifically and I'm like, why don't we see it? Like why isn't the after as clear as the it? Now they did show me a potential, well, what they showed me is I saw all these little bubbles. They were all these bubbles and each one, it was like I was watching a movie. They were like a hologram with a little, I was watching what was happening and they were all these different potentials and all these different timelines. Well, he could do this. Well, this could happen. Well, this could do that. And they were all different. And yet they all pointed to the same thing, that it's time for his removal. No matter what timeline you are on, it's time for his removal. And that is imminent. Don't ask me when. Do not ask me when. I am not a person who gets when, and I went into details in the session about why a when is hard, if not impossible to say. But then they said there was tons of information. I got all this stuff about timelines and what this timeline's going to do and that timeline and where we're going to go. And so there was all this information about what happens next. They said it is so much better. It has the potential to be better beyond our wildest dreams, so that not only do we not know because we haven't quite created all the possibilities, but we're so narrowly locked into what it could be within the constraints. I can't. Within the confines, within the constraints of what has been before. If we're trying to create within the narrow confines of what has been before, our future projection is limited and blocked because we're going somewhere uncharted in the best possible way. I cannot stress this enough. The best possible future outcomes are on the table for us now. So if you want the replay, it's up now. 2 full hours of all the things. Oh, and also this crazy information about dragons. This stuff about dragons came through, which is so cool. So yeah, lots going on. It is time for my post-session treat and a nap. If you want the replay, it is up now. The link is in the bio. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's in the caption. It's a lot.